Welcome to the Esthetician Coach podcast, where passion meets strategy. I'm your host and esthetician coach, Amber Boone, and each week we're talking strategies, solutions, and mindset to build and attract your best life and career yet. Welcome to another episode of the Esthetician Coach podcast. Thank you so much for joining me and tuning in today. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how I went from being a six-figure esthetician in the treatment room to becoming a skincare sales rep. And I get asked about this all the time, which is why I wanted to do an episode on it. How did I make the transition? Was it worth it? What are the pros and cons? Well, today I'm giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of my journey from esthetician to skincare sales rep. So if you've ever wondered about stepping out of the treatment room and into the world of sales, this episode is just for you. I've been an esthetician for over 10 years. I built a successful career as an esthetician, hitting six figures in my career. And I loved working with clients, seeing their skin transformation, and building those relationships. But at some point, I started feeling ready for a new and different challenge. You know how you just get kind of antsy and you're like, okay, what can I do next? What's next on the agenda? What's next on the list? Or at least that is how it is for me. It's good and bad because sometimes I move on to other things very quickly. Sometimes I start things and I don't finish them. Can anyone out there relate? However, I knew that I wanted to stay in the skincare beauty industry because I love all of those things. It is a part of me now. It is ingrained in me, and I always want to be a part of that. I just wanted to do it in a different way, a different opportunity. It was really challenging to get anyone to take a chance on me for a business-to-business sales role, or they call it B2B. I applied for 2 years and received multiple rejections before finally landing an opportunity with Hydrofacial. It was just not a chance they wanted to take. So that was a little bit challenging to get in. But once you're in and you prove yourself, it can be a very good career. Some of the things that I love about being a skincare sales rep is the challenge and expanding my knowledge and skills because I'm always wanting to learn and grow. And it has helped me to develop new skills in negotiation, public speaking, relationship building, just to name a few. And these are skills that I will continue to grow and improve. I'm definitely haven't perfected those. So I'm definitely always looking for ways to grow. But I do love expanding my knowledge and learning new skill sets. And that this position has allowed me to do that and continues to allow me to do that. I also love getting to meet other professionals and really diving into the business side of things to help them grow and expand their business. That's exciting for me. That's what I get excited about is how can we grow your business? How can we increase your revenue? I love crunching numbers and I thrive on helping other businesses discover new ways to scale and expand. So I get to visit different locations in the industry and I get to learn more about them and help them grow. And that's one of the best parts of the job is, again, helping others and helping businesses and estheticians. It's one of my favorite parts of the job. The consistency in the income is good in some positions. It depends on what kind of position you're getting. This is a salary plus commission role. It still can be stressful, especially if you're not hitting your quota or your goals for the month. It can fluctuate. Some sales positions are solely commission-based. You have to make sure that it makes sense for you, but most of them do offer a salary and a commission, so at least you know you have something coming in. Whereas opposed to the treatment room, you don't know necessarily what each day is going to bring for you, especially if you're on commission only, which I was for a very long time. I loved it, but yeah, some weeks were better than others for sure. And flexibility. Everybody always thinks it's a super flexible job, and it is. It does come with some flexibility. So if you need to take off for a doctor's appointment, there are days that you can do that. However, there's some days that I'm working from 7 in the morning to 9 p.m. at night. So it definitely has its pros and cons. Sometimes you feel like you can't ever really turn it off. And I'm trying to find that work-life balance, but it is not always easy. Still working on that. But it is a little bit different as opposed to being booked, solid booked with clients, and then you have to cancel all of those clients. I mean, things do come up and you have to cancel meetings, but I prefer and try not to because I just don't like to do that. And I didn't like to do that in the treatment room either. Unless, you're just sick, you absolutely can't. I like to keep the appointments. So you'll still have appointments in this new role, in your sales role, but it is a little bit different and you're setting those appointments and it provides a little bit more flexibility than what you get in your daily back-to-back appointments. And let's talk about the challenging side of sales. Pressure to hit those sales quotas is very real. Sales is all about your numbers. Some months are better than others, and you feel like you are on top of the world. You are crushing your goals, and others you're questioning whether you're on the right path, whether you're cut out for this. It's very high highs and very low lows. It can be stressful trying to hit your targets. Keep that in mind. Clients are not always buying in. You have to get used to rejection. Not every spa or esthetician wants to invest in what you're selling. And rejection is a big part of the job. You will hear no a lot, and you will be ignored for lots of reasons, and none of them will feel good. But you have to keep going because it's your job. So you're going to have a lot of time on the road, and it can be exhausting. Some weeks feel like a whirlwind with back-to-back meetings, trainings, and then trying to fit your admin work in the meantime. And that's probably one of the most stressful things is you have a lot to get done. You have so much on your to-do list, but you have to be in the car for 2 hours driving, and you feel like that time is almost wasted because you're like, oh, I could be doing this and this and this, but it takes, that long to get from point A to point B. So, and that's just part of it. So being on the road a lot, traveling is the norm. And you're going to have a lot less hands-on with skincare with clients. So you do miss working with your clients directly and seeing those transformations firsthand, as well as being able just to go home at the end of the day and shut it off for a little while. Because as I said, sometimes it feels like you are always on in these roles. Let's talk about the ugly, right? What no one tells you about sales. Sales is not for everyone, and it takes thick skin, it takes persistence, a lot of follow-up, and the ability to handle rejection without taking it personally. And I'm still working on it. And honestly, it's not the no's that get me, it's the being ghosted that does it for me. So I'm still working on the thick skin part and trying to be okay with that because you'll have people just not ever call you again. And they were so excited about your product or about your skincare, and then they just fall off the face of the earth. And that is okay. And you have to be okay with that and continue to do your job and keep moving. And as I said, we're humans. The thick skin part comes, I guess, at some point. I've only been doing this for about 3 years, so I'm still waiting on that. But it is part of the job, just so you know. Commission structures can be tricky, and tough quotas are going to be part of your job. If you don't hit them every month, that can make it hard to hit your bonuses and have a consistent income. And when you do start hitting them, they tend to go up because if you can hit that one, then you can hit a higher quota. So you are constantly chasing your quota. So you'll never just be able to meet it consistently all the time, or at least no one in sales that I know of hits it every time. So as you can imagine, this can lead to burnout because of the constant hustle to bring in new accounts, to hit your quotas. And you do some on-the-job training, yes, of course, but most of it is you teaching yourself and you learning as you go. And you really just have to jump in and hang on. And I know that sounds brutal, but think back to aesthetics school where they equip you to take the state board exam, and then you learn your skills on the job. Most jobs out here, including sales, are very similar. You do the work in school and they teach you to get your license, take that exam, but then you really learn your skill set on the job. It's no different with sales. So you have to be strong and get used to traveling. Podcasts and audiobooks help. I listen to a lot of sales books, a lot of self-help books. I listen to business books. So all of the things that can help me grow and teach me. And of course, being alone a lot of the time. I don't mind that because I'm an introvert. But if you don't like being alone and you like being around people, this might be a little challenging for you because you are going to be by yourself a lot. You're going to be in your car a lot. Just some things to keep in mind and think about when you're thinking about transitioning to a different career. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Even with all of the challenges and the cons, because there are a lot of pros. And if you're thinking about moving into sales, here is some of my best advice. Number one is pick a brand or a company that you believe in. If you don't love the products or the device, it's going to be hard to sell them. And it's really going to be hard to meet those quotas. Number two, be ready for rejection. It's just part of the game. Don't take it personally. Just keep moving forward. Keep doing your job. Keep doing the best you can, and it will pay off. Number three, sharpen your sales and communication skills. Selling isn't about pushing products as much as we think it is, and as much as we have those quotas. It's about educating, and it's about building trust. It's about building those relationships. And helping. It's about truly helping businesses and estheticians grow. Number four, understand the commission structure before you commit. So make sure the pay model works for you. Make sure it makes sense. Make sure you know how you're getting paid and that it's going to make sense for you to transition. Number five, be ready for travel and lots of it. Most sales roles are remote, meaning the road is your office. Number six, if being a rep is something you truly want to do, go for it and fight for it because you'll have to. I would have my resume professionally done and tailored to sales positions. Make sure you have your LinkedIn profile up to date and start networking with other professionals and companies that you want to work for, that you're interested in. Start learning those sales skills today. It's only going to help you and make you better in your current and your future roles because we are always selling yourselves, whether you have a job in sales or not. And obviously, you're an esthetician, so you are in sales, in my opinion. And there are so many podcasts and books that you can download, courses that you can take. So if you truly want to do this, don't give up if this is the career you want to pursue. And don't let anybody tell you no, because you can do it. Number seven, stay connected to the aesthetics community. Whether through networking or social media, don't lose touch with the people who make this industry great. Because at the end of the day, we are all connected. We all want to support each other and to see each other succeed and be successful. No matter what, don't lose sight of that. Building relationships is the most important thing, no matter what business you're in. It's the people that matter. And if you come from a place of serving, how can I help you? How can I make your life better without your own agenda? You will be successful. That wraps up today's episode. I hope this gave you a real look into what it's like moving from esthetician to skincare sales rep, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you're considering a shift like this, I'd love to hear from you. Message me on Instagram at esthetician coach with an A. And I have some news. I have started a YouTube channel. You can check it out. It's Amber Boone 13. I downloaded the Client Attraction Blueprint, the Esthetician's Guide to 10K, and how to boost your skincare sales. So they're all educational videos that I think will provide you a ton of value. And they are free. They're on YouTube. So go ahead and take a look at those. See if there's something in there that you need that will help you on your journey. And share them with your favorite estheticians. And let me know what you would like to see next. So I'm going to be starting to create content on YouTube on a regular basis. I'm working on that right now. That's why I started my channel. And I wanted to tell you guys about. So go give it a follow, subscribe, and stay on the lookout for that. Let me know what you want to see. And my quote for you today, success is not by accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. You can do anything you set your mind to. I truly believe that. So go after whatever it is that you want in life and don't take no for an answer. And if you found this episode helpful, screenshot it, share it in your stories and tag me. I love seeing your takeaways. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you same time next week.